What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Serpent 20 Gaming, back with another video. Um, I know I'm a little late to the party when it came to the Sony PlayStation meeting that they had back on the 7th. I just wanted to wrap my head around this whole mid-gen cycle console thing. Um, PlayStation been getting a lot of heat. Don't necessarily like it. Um, I try not to be a fanboy of anything, like as well, especially when it comes to gaming. There's a few things I do prefer, but when it comes to gaming, like I just love games. Period. Like that's why I have multiple consoles just for that reason. So it doesn't matter like what platform it is. I can buy the game, play the game, do what I got to do. Have fun. It's just a form of entertainment for me. Uh, it is like I really want to blame the console war for this. Now, for those who know me, y'all already know, especially for people who follow me on Twitter. My feature video in itself is console wars are irrelevant, and I basically been getting a lot of likes. I've been getting a lot of likes for that video almost every day, and like I got to say, like I want to give you guys my thoughts, and probably I'm hoping for reconfirmation of my thought process, and I'm just gonna break it down, but I'm just gonna give you guys like the heads up and all that. For those who are new to my channel, I'm gonna leave all the social media stuff down below in the description box when the videos finish uploaded. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So the Sony conference, they were talking about 4K, and that's all you kept hearing throughout the whole meeting and stuff, like 4K, 4K, 4K. But they haven't even confirmed that it's going to be native 4K, which to me, that word in itself, native, should be just as important as that to me, I felt like should be the buzzword, because the 4K thing is like, there's so many aspects to it, because you don't know if it's native, you don't know if it's upscale, you don't even know if the devs are even going to push to make the games 4K, because the companies decide they want to leave it up to the developers to design what kind of game as far as resolution goes into their product, right? And when they mention that, it bothers me, because it's like you're basically telling them that you can be lazy if you want to. You know what I mean? We would want you to push 4K and 60 frames per second and all that stuff, but if somehow you can't, if somehow you can't get it to that quality, then it'd be like the overall excuse. If fans start blaming Sony, or trying to blame some kind of parody when the Scorpio drops and all that stuff, it's just gonna be like, well, we left it up for the devs to do what they want. We're not enforcing the 4K 60 and all that, or not even 4K 30. We're not stressing that out. We're just trying to give the devs the freedom of doing that. But the way I see it, you have to push towards the 4K if you have a 4K capable machine. Me personally, I'm totally going to skip out on the mid-gens. That's why I don't have an S, the Xbox One S. That's why I'm not going to get the PS4 Pro. I'm not going to get. Now, don't get me wrong, If for some reason my vanilla versions of my Xbox and my PS4 probably shits the bed, whatever have you, I might upgrade then. But so far, my consoles are running good. They running great. My PS4 used to make loud, jet sound noises, but it hasn't been doing that lately. So I'm content with mine. Um, Talking to a bunch of my friends about it. They're eager to just jump on the mid gen, but I'm just looking at it like, nah, they're not gonna get my money like that. Like, if my vanilla version is great, like I'm content with that. Why am I going to be bothered with buying a gen that's in the same family? You know what I mean? To me, it feels like it defeats the purpose. Now, from what the rumor is, the Scorpio um could be next gen. We don't even know yet, but until we can get confirmation on whether it's going to be mid gen, which I doubt because that's what the S is for. Then I mean, I might lean my money towards Scorpio, but I'm going to have to wait for that big price drop, right? And I'm going to be speaking for people who are in the low class, maybe low middle class, someone who probably, they work, they bust their ass to, pay bills, they got families, they got lives, they got, things to do. You know, Not everybody's getting paid by YouTube or anything else like that, where we can get this big, large sum of money to be like, oh, we could push out. And I can understand for the big YouTubers who have to do that, because your channel basically depends on that. And that's probably one of the reasons why I'm glad I'm still small time, because I would look at that as um, a waste of money. Now, for those who don't have either consoles yet, and I'm going to be talking about namely PlayStation, because this is going to be my thoughts on the PlayStation Minion. Yeah, you should, if you're planning on getting if you're leaning towards Microsoft, I would say you wait for the Scorpio, or at least see what the Scorpio can actually do. But if you need something right away, then I probably would prefer the S. And then if for Sony, right, I would totally skip the Slim, because like now, don't get me wrong, they're going to stop the production of the vanilla, the original PS4, and the Slim version is going to be the actual new base model. So even though it's going to be $100 cheaper, I probably would skip that. And if I had to get a system right away, I probably would get the Pro then, only if you don't have a console at the moment. Now, what bothers me was the fact that after this meeting took place, now I can expect this from a lot of YouTubers. I can expect this from a lot of the super fanboys, the quote unquote X fags and whatnot, right? Getting ready to pop their shots at Sony fans for not having the most powerful console. And then what bothers me is that the words didn't come from them. It came from Aaron Greenberg, which, a man of his position should be held on a higher standard than that. Now, it's one thing to promote your brand that you work for, and probably do a little gentle nudge at a little poke at the competition, but not to that extent, where he took it. And I don't even want to bother repeating it, because I don't even want that to really be like spread like that. Like, I need people like him should be more in a positive light, like how celebrities supposed to be in a positive light all the time, because if they do one little slip up, one little negativity type of thing, like, they would lose all credibility. Nobody would want to work with them and all this other stuff. So I feel like the same rules should apply with gaming, as far as when, especially when gaming is just as big as films, you know. And I blame the console war, man. I just blame the console war because this whole generation, the past 3 years, they just been talking about power, power, power. Now, to me, I was I'm going to be honest. I was about that power tip like maybe 3 months after I bought my consoles, and I believe I bought them June of 2014. So basically like 7, 8 months after launch. And you know, when a true gamer looks for a console to buy, like the first thing should be on your mind would be games, right? Which I did. You know, I had the impression that I was going to get both regardless. But I always get this question a lot. Like, if I had to choose one, I would, like, my preference would probably lean towards PS4, and that's only because of the games that they provide, like the variety, the these so-called Xbox would call these niche titles, which are these, you know, these Jap games that they're not interested in. They just want shooters. Like, if you're gonna get sticking to like one particular genre and you to buy a console just for that particular genre, like, there's no point. You might as well just get a PC or, you know, something of that nature, because there's no point. You might as well stick to mobile, or, you know, go away. Because you, like, gaming should be like fun for all genres, and if you don't like a particular genre, that's okay, but you just got to stick to one genre every generation. Like, I just seem that's boring. I think I would be bored, you know, even as much as I love RPGs and I could play them to death. You know, eventually I'm probably gonna want to move on to another genre, you know, just to mix it up a bit. And so, back to the 4K thing. I digress. So I'm gonna go back to the 4K thing. Um, yeah, the 4K, they showed it, but for those who don't have 4K TVs, you won't be able to see the quality of it. And then they released it. They released some of the gameplay videos later on after the meeting. For those who may have the 4K TV, you know, they can experience it for themselves. Me personally, now I feel like I have to go out my way to buy a 4K TV when I'm content with my 1080 TV. See what I'm saying? And if I have to skip a generation, well, I shouldn't say a generation. I should say more like, if I have to skip this mid generation, I've been skipping mid generations since they've been coming into play. You know, like, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. Like, if I was content with my original, I'm not gonna go buy the mid unless something happened to my original. Then I will probably go out my way to get the mid cycle console. You know, so with that being said, I'm looking at these prices of these TVs, and for those, you know, who wants the best experience, like, these TVs cost like thousands of dollars, and it depends on the screen size. You have to make sure the HDR quality is right. You got to make sure there's no input lag, none of this. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many factors into this, and because of that, I feel like I'm just gonna wait that out. You know, unless I be blessed with a 4K TV, I'm probably gonna skip that whole thing out. Now, what's good about this Sony meeting that I took from it was that starting next week they're gonna end out with a patch across all PlayStation 4 console SKUs that they're gonna have HDR capabilities. And if I decide to go get the Pro, um, not only I would have the HDR, but I would also, my 1080 TV can run, like, can make the visuals of my game look way better than what it is if I had just had the vanilla version. So when it comes to the Pro, I'm on the fence with it. You know, I kind of wanted to upgrade my 1080 TV visuals, right? But then I don't want to buy it because it's like, it might lead me to go get a 4K TV, which I can't afford. I don't want to buy thousands of dollars just on a TV when I feel like my TV that I have right now is good and ready to go. You know, I don't, being like, I'm glad that they said like they're not leaving the current the current model behind, you know, both Xbox and Sony. And as long as my games don't be obsolete, like if they kept saying, look, we're only going to push this game for the Pro, we're only going to push this game for the S or the Scorpio, like as long as they don't do that, as long as I be able to still play these games on my original Xbox One and my original PS4, then I'm happy. I'm going to be content with it. I just don't like the fact that people want to pop shots and it's trickling up to the actual suits, you know, that has to make this business run smooth in order to not only to make money on their end, but to make sure we stay entertained with the software that they produce and that they push out. And yeah, so far I just want to let you, like, am I wrong for thinking this way? Just let me know in the comments, man. Like, any type of criticism would be appreciated. Um, as long as it's positive. I don't want negativity. But if you're gonna have to push the negativity, I still bring it. You know, I don't care. You know, I want us gamers to really think with our heads. You know, we've been pushing for power for 3 years to the point where they were like they made like, the way I see it, I feel like the devs were being lazy on purpose, so that when these consoles came out, we were on our way to push that out to get push money towards their faces, you know. And I feel like that's the direction they were going from day one. That's why these consoles, the Pro, the S, I feel like these are the consoles we should have already got back in 2013. But since then, we've been getting frame drops, screen tearing, devs constantly patching games. Like they push out the game just to make sure you satisfied, but then they constantly push the patches out to keep you from leaving the game. You know what I mean? Like, oh no, we'll fix it. Just keep buying it. Like, keep buying these copies, and I don't. To me, I feel like it's money wasted, and that's hard for me to even say, being that gaming is my hobby, it's my passion, it's everything I love to do on my downtime when I'm not doing anything else that's important or obligated to do. Now, Twitter, man, you guys. Now, I appreciate the guys that, you know, I was asking questions, I was getting myself involved. People were just dropping news articles left and right. People saying we might have to pay for HDR, but now it's been debunked, right? Sony came out and was like, look, we're not going to pay for that patch. We're not going to make the customers pay for that patch. Now, they said it's up in the air when it comes to the devs now. So now I'm looking at it like, well, let's say a dev come out with a game, and let's say it's standard, but you can get it in HDR capable, like it's HDR capable, and you can get that. And normally with a patch, when it should be free, and it should be the option if we choose to want it or not, and it should be for free. It should be for free if we do decide to choose. Now, if it's up to these devs, even if they was like, oh well, paying an extra $1.99 or $4.99 or extra $9.99, you see where it's going. If many people buy into that, then they're gonna look at that as the new microtransaction. They're gonna look at it like, okay, we'll give them the DLC, we'll give them all that stuff, but we'll just spike up the HDR capability, price, and paywall, and I pray to God it doesn't go that route. I want to believe it don't go that route, but it's up in the air when it comes to the devs. At least Sony debunked that. I'm glad Sony came out their way and was like, look, we're not going to charge you, but we don't know about these devs. These devs might charge you. And I just think it's wrong if they do, because we've been raped enough, man. We're screwed. I feel like we're going down this spiral path where we're just going to be screwed. Money's going to come out our asses to keep on paying for shit we shouldn't be paying for. You know, we already getting a $10 spike on the PS Now. I mean, the PS Plus service. Like I said, I don't mind the spike. The spike doesn't bother me as long as unless you come out with something that showed me that this what my additional $10 went towards, whether it's extra games for the month, whether it's 80% off discounts every 2 weeks of a month if you constantly get the monthly subscription, whatever. Like if it came around like that, then I wouldn't mind. Like the $10 spike don't bother me. But for all you haters, man, like we have a hobby. You know, gaming should be fun. We should be respecting each other's views, even if it's different from your own, you know. People should have been in a positive light. Like this console war thing, I just feel like it's stupid. It's fucking pointless. Oh well, my Xbox got 6 teraflops and yours only got 4. Ha ha ha. And it's like, you don't even know what the Scorpio can possibly do. And it's smart it's even smart on Sony's part to release it in November, knowing that it gives them basically a 14 to like 16 month you know, basically it gives them that advantage. It's an advantage. They have a whole year basically to promote this, to show that, look, if you want the Pro, you can have the Pro, but if you want the Slim, you can have the Slim. All 2 or 3 SKUs got to be HDR capable. You're only going to get the true 4K experience from I believe from the Pro, and you know what I mean, and that's it. And if you have a 1080p TV, we're not forcing you to buy a 4K TV. If you get the Pro with the 1080 TV, your visual is going to be improved at least a little tiny bit. And with that being said, that's the only positive thing I took out of it, because I did not want to go out my way to buy a 4K HDR capable TV that's probably going to run me thousands of dollars. I don't really have like that, because I'm like, I have responsibilities and all that. So I'm not gonna, I feel like to me it's gonna be a waste of money. I said, and now if it was a next gen type of thing, now obviously it would be worth it, because now that's a generational leap. Now it depends on how big this leap is, and people complaining about the price of the Pro. Now $400, like I know I'm all over the place, but bear with me, right? The price of the Pro, $400, to me is the sweet spot, right? That to me is not too expensive, but it's not cheap either, right? It's that mid-range sweet spot price point. You feel me? Now for those who wanted more out of the Pro, like like it's been told that there's no ultra Blu-ray player, which I can give two shits about. You know, Most people don't even have DVDs like that, and if you do, if you're like a movie buff, whatever, why the fuck do you have a gaming console for that purpose? If you're a movie buff, you should be trying to get the best ultra Blu-ray player in your living room or in your bedroom, wherever you have it at. You should be able to buy uh surround sounds and all that. And I understand, like, that's for, you can put that in the surround sound in gaming consoles as well, but that's supposed to be for the gaming experience when you're listening to the game's audio, not watching movies. Now, Xbox One S might have the jump on the Pro in that regard, because theirs do come with that player. So, and we already know from 2013, like, this is the focus that they've been doing from day one. They already been telling you this shit, but people don't seem to like really grasp it because they still want to use it as Xbox One is still a gaming console, blah blah blah. It's still a gaming console, but not when the higher ups and the execs and all them, they want to push the entertainment part of it and put it in a Blu-ray player. Obviously, it brings entertainment. It's a one-stop entertainment box for your living room, as they so-called say. So you can play your movies, you can play your games. Like, you know what I mean? You can do what you want. You have your streaming there, you have your VOD services, you got all that in there. So you have no problem. Everything all your streaming service gonna run on 4K media, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Hulu, Crunchyroll, Funimation, all that, Netflix. They're going to run on 4K. I'm not sure about the Crunchyroll and the Funimation, but they just keep bringing up the Netflix and the YouTube and possibly Hulu, but I'm not sure on that. Yeah, I think that's it, man. I'm just torn with this gaming community, man. Like, I do meet positive people, and those are the people like I want to fuck with. You know what I mean? I just want to hang out, chill with them, and I can't deal with the negativity, man. Like, we're all gamers. We're all supposed to be playing these games, supposed to be enjoying ourselves, having fun. We're not gonna get that because of all this console war push bullshit, and now it's trickling up to the higher ups. When I feel like I'm like, didn't Phil Spencer debunk all this bullshit? Like, he don't want fanboys in this shit. He finds it distasteful, but nobody sees that, right? Everybody just wanna keep pushing this agenda because Sony's been winning for so long. And I understand you ex fags. I understand your desperation to at least win one generation. But mind you guys never won a fucking generation. Y'all was so hyped y'all won MPD for July. Oh, but wait, Nintendo 3DS topped you. Yes, they topped you in for July. Now, you guys won August, so I give you that, which I already told people, yo, they go to win August because the Xbox One S dropped in August. So obviously, people was waiting for that S, picked it up, sold like hotcakes. We went to Amazon, they were sold out, all that goodness. So I already knew from the moment I heard that, I'm like, yeah, they won August. They won. And they may win September, but I doubt it though. I doubt it. It's probably gonna be the 3DS again or Sony. Now, mind you, MPD is only for North America, so it's not worldwide. Obviously, Sony's definitely dominating worldwide. So, along with Nintendo with the 3DS anyway. You know what I mean? So, it's when it comes to handheld, 3DS tops it worldwide, as well as Sony for the home console version. It's a global thing. Now, what cracks me up the most, right? Peep this. I need everybody to put on y'all thinking caps, yo. Start thinking real quick, right? What make you guys think you guys can triumph? You Xbox people, you guys can triumph over this, right? You guys got to win this generation hands down, blah blah blah. What makes y'all think this way? Now, I'm not really a mathematician or a rocket scientist or claim to be like a big business gaming expert or nothing like that. But last time I checked, for you to win a generation, you must win the overall sales worldwide, right? Because the worldwide numbers is going to count, add up the total into that to make whatever number comes out, whoever wins that won the generation, right? Last time I checked, that was to believe the case, right? Y'all guys barely struggling. Y'all struggling in Europe. Y'all struggling in the UK, right? Y'all only have a footing in the US and then the North America, right? The North America part, you guys got a footing in that. Y'all barely struggling in UK, right? Because if it wasn't for like Halo and Forza, y'all probably would be done. Or no, matter of fact, FIFA. If it wasn't for FIFA, y'all guys would be done. You guys would probably wouldn't even have a hold in Xbox, right? With the EA rights and all that, that's probably why they got the console. If anything, it's probably for EA access. And and let's not even discuss the embarrassment of Asia, right? Like you guys can't even hold a damn. I don't even think y'all won 10K in Asia. Yo. I don't even think y'all hold down that. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, man. I don't even think y'all won like 20K in that region. So what makes you think that this Scorpio comes out? Y'all guys gonna be like, oh man, it's gonna sell, it's gonna win. We're finally gonna win one. Blah blah blah. Look, in case you haven't noticed, right? It comes down to the fucking games. That's why I can't even say we gamers, right? The hardcore gamers. We're the minority in this bullshit. Mind you, keep this in mind, man. We as gamers, we as the hardcore ones, we as the ones that buy the multiple consoles, that buy the exclusives on both, the multi-plat on whatever was best, we are the minority in this shit. The majority of the numbers, man, they come from the casuals, right? Am I right? Like, correct me if I'm wrong, because I believe I'm right in this. It's the casuals. The casuals. That's why the Wii took off. That's why they got that generation. That generation took off with the Wii, because the casuals was buying it. They buy 2, they buy 3, they'll buy 5. It was dirt cheap, affordable, right? Casuals make the sales, right? And what casuals are going to buy is the console that either fits them or fits their loved ones, right? Now, when it comes to the console, right, that hardware, now we got to trickle that down to the software, right? Now you got to think about the variety of games. Now, if you're one of these Xbox zealots, right, you're gonna love your Gears and your Forzas, your Halos. You're gonna love those. You're gonna pick up an Xbox no matter what kind of Xbox it is if those titles keep on coming, right? If you're Sony, if you're a Sony fan, you're gonna get the Ratchet and Clanks, the Uncharted. You're gonna get these exclusives. Or if you're more like me that likes the JRPGs, or indies. Now, I'm not really big on indies, but I do play indies from time to time if they're appeasing to me, and if they're worth playing, or people might say, yo, I recommend this, play it, it's awesome. I try it out. If I like it, I'll still play it. If I don't, I'll dismiss it. But you know what I mean? It's a variety. That's why we have that 40 million console sold fan base. Wow. We still don't know the exact numbers, but if everybody keeps saying 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, then we obviously go down. We're gonna have to assume based on that ratio, right? If you do your math, that's basically PlayStation is doubled. For every 2 consoles that's being in homes, it's only 1 Xbox being sold in the house, right? So we have a 40 million fan base, right? Now, I shouldn't keep saying, I keep saying we. It's not mean we. I mean Sony. If Sony has a 40 million fan base, then obviously Xbox got around that 20, 22, even though Xbox fans want to, you know, mix up numbers. Oh no, it's higher than that. It's whatever, motherfucker. Like it's not gonna be higher than that. If everybody keeps saying 2-1, 2-1, and they're trying to shush up these people that keep saying that, all this other stuff, obviously it's true. And that's why they're going as hard as trying to sell the S. Now put this in y'all minds real quick. Put this in y'all perspectives. Right? Think outside the box for a minute. If the vanilla PS4, the original PS4, can just have a patch and it's ready to receive HDR signals, right? Why can't the original Xbox One, why can't that do that with a similar patch? If 2 consoles are basically around the same, they got the same architecture, same around kind of specs, and you know the only difference is the GPU, blah blah blah. If PS4 originally can do it with a patch, then why Xbox One with a similar architecture, you know, around a good 98% similar to the architecture of the console, right? Couldn't the original Xbox One get a patch and be HDR capable? Now, I might be stretching this a bit because I don't have no actual proof. I don't have any really big evidence to back up this claim other than what I just told you. But I guarantee you, as soon as they have enough Xbox One S cells, not give it like a year. Matter of fact, I probably wait for the Scorpio to drop. I put it that way. When the Scorpio drops, that's when they're gonna be like, oh, by the way, we got a patch. We got a patch for the original Xbox One. If you still got an Xbox One, and you got a 4K TV, you need to make that jump. Well, good news for you. You're gonna have a update, blah 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 blah. It's gonna be HDR compatible. And then guess what? The only reason you're gonna have that S, if that is to be the case, is probably for that Blu-ray player, probably for that 4K media, which has nothing to do with gaming. Right? That's just a perk. That's just a secondary thing. You know, if you've been playing games for hours and you just want to kick back and watch a movie, you know, pop in that and enjoy the 4K greatness and the HDR greatness. That's it. And trying to think, what else do I need to do? What else do I need to cover from this? I'm just gonna leave it with a question. Do you think that the PlayStation Pro, do you think it's gonna take off? And Sony's still gonna have that lead, even and if so, can the Xbox Project Scorpio, can make a comeback once it drops? Now, mind you, we're gonna get this console. We're gonna get the Pro in 2 months, and I think the Slim is out next week. And like I said, that's like a 14, 15, 16-month lead. And that's enough time to push 4K upscaling. That's enough to push the 1080 graphics a little bit. That's enough to push the VR. The VR is probably gonna get better within the upcoming months. And for that nice $399 price point, along with the peripherals, they say is no big difference. I think the controller maybe have a slight difference when it comes to like the input lag, because like I think it's going to be Bluetooth ready if you go wireless with it. And I guess that's supposed to reduce the latency of your button pressing and all that. But besides that, you're gonna have all that stuff like a good year head start. Now Scorpio's coming out holiday 2017, so we have to wait for 2017, which will be three to 4 months, and then we have a whole year. Wrap that around throughout the whole seasons, all 4 seasons, till we get to the winter. Around Christmas, maybe Black Friday, which I'm going to assume Black Friday is when they're going to drop it. Now, they say, oh, the Scorpio, the price is going to be set for a premium. Now, this is why I told you guys earlier in this video that I'm going to have to wait for that. I'm not getting that day one. There's no way I'm saving it up for day one. I'm not doing it. If you guys want to follow me, I'm keeping it real, man. This is what I do. I see the news, I think about it. That's why I don't come out with videos right away as soon as I hear it. I think about it. I think long and hard of what the direction that they're trying to go. Does this route even make sense? And if it's something that I feel like I need to get off my chest, I just pop out with this video, tell you guys how I think, how I feel about it. I appreciate the positive feedback I've been getting. And to me, that to me, for me, doing this is a blessing of you guys. You guys make it possible for me to constantly keep doing this, giving out my thoughts, my opinions on this whole matter. And with that being said, yeah, the question, man, do you think the Pro will still have this advantage? And if so, can the Scorpio bounce back? My answer would be no. But I want to leave that a question. I'm gonna start leaving questions at the end of my videos and see if people are actually gonna listen and respond and give me the feedback that I require. Otherwise, I'm just doing this just to be doing this. But you know, I'm not looking for subscribers. I'm not trying to grow big. I'm not trying to big time, nothing like that. I just do this as a way of me expressing how I feel when it comes towards these games. You know what I mean? These games, the gaming industry as a whole. So with that being said, man, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Guys, let me know, man. Subscribe if y'all want to. But I'm just gonna leave it in the air for you guys. Peace out. Have a blessed day. Catch you guys later.